this doesn't sound like something Tanner couldn't have come up with himself.
And he said it the moment after I shared this anecdote. And at which point do you get the superpowers?
Yeah. I think other apes have them.
Yeah.
I would think.
I knew you were going to ask this.
Of course I was going to ask this.
And it's about 1 in a million estimated
Yeah, see,
prevalence.
now this is what I'm talking about
That's
with
rare.
rare. Hello and welcome to I Should Have Known, the trivia game show that can't be trusted. Each week, one of our Quizmasters will present you with 4 facts about a topic, but one of them is a lie. And we are exploring the human body this month, and this week our Quizmaster is Dr. Tanner.
Hello.
And he's going to be presenting us with 4 rare diseases or conditions, except that this is a Find the Fake episode. So one of the conditions or diseases that he presents to us is from fiction. It is not an actual condition people have. So join me, Andi, and our other host, Sups, in trying to figure out which one it is.
That's right. Mm-hmm. So to try to give you an idea of what we're talking about here, we'll do the pub quiz question.
Okay.
PQQ.
PQQ. So really to get you in the mind of what a fake disease would be, let's talk about a fake disease.
Ooh.
In the TV show Game of Thrones, the characters Shireen Baratheon and Jorah Mormont contract a highly contagious disease that somewhat resembles a mix of real-life diseases like leprosy, ichthyosis, stone man syndrome. What's the fake disease called?
I forgot. I know the hand start.
Yeah,
like,
when the people touch you, it's like leprosy.
Mhm.
What do they call that? Oh, man, I know this. It's killing me.
Yeah.
Granite skin.
No.
What color does their skin?
Gray skin.
Grayskin.
Grayscale.
Grayscale.
Yeah,
Grayscale. Oh,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah. Grayscale.
So that's an example of a fake condition. This does not affect real people.
Exactly.
Inspired by real
Yeah.
Exactly.
illnesses.
So if I was to explain grayscale to you, that's what you should be listening for
Okay.
with these 4 diseases.
So your fake is going to be like this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Maybe we can also try to guess what the fiction it comes from
Oh,
is, perhaps.
okay.
We'll see. Okay.
Okay.
All right. I'm excited.
Cool. Condition number 1, Adermatoglyphia.
So glyphia would be like marks
Marks
on your
so
skin. And then A would mean you don't have any. So what marks are you supposed to have that somebody might not have? That's what this is, right?
Yes. Congenital absence of
Fingerprints?
Fingerprints.
fingerprints. Yes. Congenital absence of fingerprints.
Okay. So like Men in Black condition, right? Is that the movie? They do that, don't they?
Yeah.
They burn their fingerprints off?
Yeah.
Yeah, or a serial killer.
Yeah.
My thing is, wouldn't that make you more obvious?
Yeah.
So not having them would be just as like identifying as having them.
I know. I mean, I know people in real life, they have a lot of trouble while crossing borders, especially at the immigration, because the biometric system can't
It
read.
flags it.
Yeah,
It's
it
like,
just
you're not a
flags.
person.
And they get stopped at the immigration every single time. So I don't know if this is the definition of someone who has this condition.
Sometimes it's called immigration delay disease.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
I love that.
So it's a very rare genetic condition where you lack the ridges on your fingers, toes, palms of your hands, and soles of your feet. So you don't have fingerprints.
Okay.
So it's inherited. It's a mutation in a gene. And basically, when you're an embryo, when you're developing, this gene is turned off. So it doesn't create these ridges. So then you never have them throughout life. So it's not acquired throughout life. You're born with it. There's no treatment. But if you want to manage it, you try to identify without fingerprints. So facial recognition can help people with this illness. If you have this, you might also have other symptoms. So you can have reduced sweat glands,
Okay.
which are very related to these parts of your hands and feet. You can have blistering on the skin, and you can have small white bumps on your face. So these are the associated symptoms.
Okay. Yeah, because I guess I was wondering, like, other than identification, which is kind of a modern thing, what are fingerprints for? Biologically, why would we even have fingerprints?
Yeah.
Maybe it helps with gripping or something.
Yeah.
Or it's just a weird, I think other apes have them.
Yeah.
I would think.
I knew you were going to ask this.
Of course I was going to ask this. What is the biological purpose of
Right, because we didn't
fingerprints?
evolve them to identify each
Right,
other.
yeah.
You know, we didn't
It's just
evolve
a
to have
byproduct
fingerprints.
of evolution that we
Right.
have fingerprints and they're unique.
Right. It increases
You're grippy.
your grippiness. Yeah. You're better able to grip things.
Right.
So very important for primates.
If you're a
apes.
monkey climbing a tree.
Yeah.
Okay. But playing the game, I'm skeptical of this because like how much fiction is about like sanding off your fingerprints or burning your fingerprints off? You know what I'm saying? Like it sounds like this could be an easy fake one.
Yeah. But especially the fact that he said that it's also known as immigration delay disease, which is the exact case that I was talking to you about.
Yeah, but I also think he could have invented that. This doesn't sound like something Tanner couldn't have come up with himself.
And he said it the moment after I shared this anecdote. Could you repeat the name of the condition?
Adermatoglyphia.
Adermatoglyphia. Okay. So he also could have made that up too. Yeah. Easy peasy.
Bunch of 3 Greek words put together. So yeah, sure.
That's medicine for you.
Yeah. Make it Latin shaped for some reason and then bam, you got a medical term.
Okay, cool.
So,
I don't know.
Right out the gate, I'm a little skeptical. I want to hear more.
Okay. Condition number 2, hyper-regenerative healing factor.
Oh, come on.
This is
Wolverine disease.
I wanted to say Marvel straight away. Like,
This is Wolverine, right?
Wolverine.
Where you heal yourself real fast.
Patients with this do have above normal speeds of wound healing. Associated symptoms include increased natural immunity and slowed cellular aging.
I do know the opposite's true. There are lots of conditions and diseases that cause you to heal more slowly. Diabetes is the big one.
Yeah.
So I guess it does also stand to reason that you could heal more quickly. I mean, healing is an average thing, right? Everyone heals at different rates.
Right. So normal wound healing, it's weeks. It's on the order of weeks.
Okay.
Like 4 to 6, depending on the wound. On a high traffic area like feet, it's going to take longer.
Okay.
But your tongue and your mouth is actually very, very fast at healing. But these people are even faster. And they also have increased reproduction of their immune cells, which can also be a negative. So there's no treatment for this, but patients usually have to be screened for cancer because some cancers are caused by cells regenerating too much, too fast.
Right.
And at which point do you get the superpowers?
Yeah. Yeah.
This is a inborn genetic mutation.
But maybe this is right because this is just too simple, and I think he knows that we will know that this exists in the world of superheroes.
Like it's a trick. He's like, nah, this one's real.
Yeah.
Okay. But this condition is a good thing, right?
Yeah, right. There doesn't really have to be a treatment because it's not detrimental to health. So it's not exactly a disease.
Okay.
Yeah.
Unless it turns into cancer down the road.
But I guess like part of the problem there, you could have issues where like, it sounds like your whole immune system is stronger. And so then you would be at risk for autoimmune diseases. But then if these people aren't going in for anything because why would you go in and be like, I heal too fast, doc. Help me.
Yeah.
Then like how would they even know to look for this? It's very weird. And then why wouldn't they be flagging these people for an autoimmune disease? So I don't know. I think it's Wolverine disease. But I also think, I don't think he'd pick things so obvious. So then that's why I'm thinking maybe actually that's the trick. Like it's the mind games.
Okay. So we're halfway there with conditions. We've got 2 more to go. I don't know. Both sound very, very fake to me so far. So let's see.
Okay. Condition number 3, hyperekplexia.
Hyperekplexia. What the heck? Well, hyper means too much.
Too much. Yeah. So you have too much of ekplexia.
Yes.
Okay.
But what's ekplexia?
Ekplexia comes from the Greek for amazement. So it's also known as the excessive startle reaction.
Oh, God.
So if there's an unexpected noise, movement, or touch, you react with like intense eye blinking, body spasms. You can even like freeze up and not be able to move, but you're still conscious.
Oh, wow.
It's a rare genetic neurological disorder.
Okay.
So it's about 1 in 40,000 in the US.
Okay.
Right. So a lot of these people have jerking in their limbs. When this happens, it's hard for them to keep their balance and they can fall.
Yeah.
So instead of just a normal reflex like we would have, like if you touch something hot, you jerk your hand back, this is exaggerated for them. So it's more intense in every way.
No.
Okay. Well, this one sounds very real.
It's possible. It's
Yeah.
possible.
Additionally, I don't know what fiction this would come from. You know, that's the other thing about it, where like it makes it feel more real to me because I don't know why anyone would have that in fiction. I could see like an old timey, like, you know, like this is always the thing that's bothered me in like older fiction. Women faint all the time, right? So I could maybe see this as like an old timey thing like that, where you're like, Yes, the weak, the gentler sex. I don't know what that accent is.
Is that your southern accent?
No, that's like a old-timey radio.
Okay.
But anyway, yeah. So maybe if it were fake, I think it'd be something like that.
Yep.
But I mean, it does sound pretty real that some people get startled more easily than others. But yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Compared to the others, though, it's definitely like harder to see where the fake.
Would be. Yeah. Could be.
All right. Last one.
Condition number 4, congenital insensitivity to pain.
Ugh.
Extremely rare genetic disorder characterized by the inability to perceive physical pain, so the absence of nociception. And this can even be inflammation or heat. They can't even feel that.
Mm-hmm.
So they're often prone to self-injury or infections, or it's harder for them to normally heal because, you know, they can't protect their healing wounds.
Yeah, that sounds terrible. I really hope that's not real. Ugh.
Caused by a genetic mutation, again, in certain genes that are important for pain-sensing nerves. And it's about 1 in a million
Yeah,
estimated
see, now
prevalence.
this is what I'm talking about
That's
with
rare.
rare. Yeah.
That's right.
But like, this is one where I feel like this one's probably real
Yeah.
because it does sound like a superhero thing. Like, it'd be great. I don't feel pain. It's awesome. You can shoot me. I don't care. But pain is actually useful. Pain isn't an entirely bad thing, right?
Isn't this, I mean, the fake could also be, is that there's this Marvel hero. He also had a Netflix series. Like, basically, he doesn't feel pain and like bullets. Like, what's his name? Cage?
Luke Cage.
Luke Cage.
Look,
Yes.
I know stuff, Tan.
I can't believe that.
I never saw the show. I just knew there's a show with that name.
Luke Cage. And it's the same thing, right? He doesn't feel pain. And that's the whole point, that he just goes around. Like, people are like shooting at him and bullets are just like flying off.
Well, but that's different. Not feeling pain does sound like a superhero thing. That's great. But like, actually, I think in reality, it would be horrible.
Yeah.
There's a very big difference between not feeling pain and not getting injured. Because this is saying your hand is getting like burned off. Your skin is
Right.
boiling,
But you just don't
but
feel
you
it.
don't feel it, so you
Okay.
don't move your hand. But now your hand's messed up.
I see.
That's not a superpower.
No.
That's terrible.
That's terrible. Well, for one, I can say that I don't have this condition.
You don't have this.
No, we don't. I don't have it for sure.
I
Yes.
have the opposite. I have hypersensitivity, so I literally feel more pain than other people.
Yeah.
No.
So, okay, this sounds real. Like,
Right?
it's possible. I mean, we've heard 4 conditions, but this one to me is like a proper rare condition.
I don't think Tanner made this one up.
Yeah.
I don't know what fiction would have this even, because I really do think that like it sounds cool until you think about it one step further. Pain sucks, but then you're like, oh, but pain's useful.
Yeah.
So I think that was probably unfortunately real.
Mm.
Okay. So one of those conditions that you just presented to us is from fiction, is not real. Can you repeat the 4 of them for us before Sups and I will guess which one we think it is?
Sure. Condition number 1, Adermatoglyphia. Condition number 2, hyper-regenerative healing factor. Condition number 3, Hyperekplexia. And condition number 4, congenital insensitivity to pain.
One of those is not real.
See, number 2, if I were to pick like straight, because number 2 is straight out of a comic book, straight out of Marvel.
Right.
But then that's what makes me think, like, if this is so easy, then is it fake?
These mind games.
Yeah.
My problem with the number 2 is not just that I can name a superhero who has that, which does kind of make me a little nervous because he would know that I would know that. Like, I know very few superheroes, but I know that one, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so like that's one problem, is that some psychological, those are some mind games you're playing by doing that. But there were other things about that one that was sketchy, where it's called a factor. So I would think there'd be something in your blood that you would find, but then he didn't mention that. He only described, having higher white blood cells or immune cells. And then like the whole idea of like finding people who have this, like, it's just weird. It's like too much about that one doesn't make sense. So it seems fake.
Okay.
But then that's the game of being like, it's too obvious.
It's too obvious. I think it's the first one.
Maybe the first one. I do think that it could be that one.
Yeah.
That is also from science fiction.
Yeah.
And
Name sounds like a made up name.
the glyphia,
Mm,
it does sound pretty fake.
yeah. I mean, even though we've established that I know someone who actually has this or faces this problem, but I still feel it doesn't fall under like this rare condition, or that like the whole concept is actually made out of fiction.
Yeah, it does sound sketchy.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to still pick number 2 just
Okay.
because I will like kick myself if I'm like, come on, Andy, you know,
Yeah.
like 0 superheroes, but you knew that one and you didn't pick it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
I think I'm with you on number 2. I think that has the best chances of being fake, but also something about number 1 sounds very, very fishy.
yeah.
So I'm going to pick number 1.
Okay.
All right. So the moral of the story is
We
when
would fail medical school.
no, you guys did a very good job of looking into these, not just going with your gut and saying, forget about the other ones, because the real ones really do affect real people. And so we should remember that. And they
Right.
should get some care and drugs if they need it, or
Right.
treatment. But in medicine, go with your gut. It was Wolverine number 2. Yeah.
Yeah, see, I would have been so mad if
Yeah.
I didn't pick
Yeah.
that one. But
I
that
don't
was
even feel
mind
bad
games.
about it
Yeah.
because I knew it was fake.
Yeah.
So
Yes,
yeah.
exactly.
You're just playing mind games with me.
Yeah.
So the other ones, they almost appear in fiction. So sometimes people in sci-fi have Adermatoglyphia, but not like we talked about. It's not from birth.
Yeah, it's not
they
from birth.
do it
You
to
do it to
themselves.
them yourself.
Exactly
yeah,
like you were saying. Same with congenital insensitivity to pain. In X-Men and some comic books, they're experimented on and then they gain this. And so, like this is in Deadpool, someone gets it,
It sounds awful.
but it's terrible. Yeah. So this does not happen in real life. There's no hyper regenerative healing factor. It is in other animals. It's kind of similar. So some lizards can
Ooh.
regenerate
That's true.
at a higher rate.
That's true. You can cut your tail off and still be good.
yeah.
Grow a new tail.
All animals can regenerate to some degree. Like we can do this with our livers.
Yeah.
You can regenerate it from a few cells. So yeah, Wolverine has hyper regenerative healing factor.
Is that what it's called?
That's what it's called in the
yeah, it's some,
in the
some
comics.
stuff in your blood.
Yeah.
All right. I should have known.
Yeah, I should have known. Thanks for listening to this episode of I Should Have Known. We are on YouTube. If you're listening on there, please like, comment, subscribe. Let us know if you got Tanner's fake rare condition. And if you're listening on a traditional podcast platform, please leave us a review. And if you're on Spotify, you can also comment. Otherwise, get in touch with us on social media. And we're going to be continuing our exploration of the human body. Next week, we're going to look at the extremes of the human body. So be on the lookout for that. And as always, thanks for listening. I don't know what I'm saying.